this one might surprise a few people, but hear me out. The reason why Kyle Pitts is my pick for the Atlanta Falcons as the most underrated player on this offense is not because you or I underrate him. It's because the organization and the coaching staff don't seem to understand what they've got in their hands. And that is a super talented generational tight end that they drafted at number 4 just 2 seasons ago. Now, I'll be honest, I didn't watch a lot of Falcons games throughout the year, but I did catch one that stood out in particular, and that was against the Carolina Panthers, where Marcus Mariota just could not hit Pitts for the life of him. And that's part of the problem, but I also think it's largely due to the offense and the coordinators, how they're working him into the game, because he's just too talented, too big, too quick, and too good of a route runner to not be used in a large capacity. And I'm a little bit salty as well because I did trade for him in my fantasy league, which obviously did not work out at all. But honestly, can the Falcons please see what everybody else around the world sees? Now, Carolina Panthers is a tough one because they're sort of a team in limbo. I rate their defense, but obviously there's a lot of question marks with their offense. They have made moves. Now they're the number 1 pick, so we'll see what quarterback they take for their franchise QB. But the rest of the offense, there's a lot of pieces missing. But there's one player that sticks out, and that's Terrace Marshall Jr. Second year in the league. Through 2 years, hasn't showed a lot, but I believe he's got those qualities, that 6'2" frame, and that pedigree from when he was in college. He was viewed as a potential round 1 pick, obviously slid to the 2nd round, but he's got those qualities to become maybe that number 1 receiver now that DJ Moore's gone. Terrace Marshall Jr. is very capable of taking contested grabs and making great plays. Now, this is a pick that a lot of people that don't follow the Saints are probably not familiar with at all. Rashid Shaheed literally burst onto the scene. He's that quick. Due to the injuries piling up at receiver, namely Michael Thomas, among others, the Saints had to find other avenues to create better offense. And I love a guy who sort of starts his career making his living as a kick/punt returner, and that's exactly what Rashid Shaheed is. And not only that, I love a guy who can then translate that sort of play onto an actual offense and run routes. To make things even better, and why he fits perfectly into this argument of being underrated, he was an undrafted free agent. This was his first year in the league, and he put out some insane speed on that field multiple times. So look out for Rashid Shaheed next season to make some field stretching plays for the New Orleans Saints. I think most people can see by now that playoff Lenny is pretty much over. I mean, he's off the team now, but even if they did decide to keep him, I feel Rachaad White, it was his backfield to lose. In his rookie season, White did improve his snap percentage and increasingly got more of the ball as the season went on, which is why I'm not super passionate about this pick. But the thing that I can see with White is occurring is that he could become one of the best running backs in that class. You know, you've got the likes of Dameon Pierce, Brian Robinson and Breece Hall. I feel like Rachaad White, given the opportunity, he could potentially become the best in that, the best of a good lot.